Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Would life have been better if Damian Lillard landed with Heat instead of Bucks? Damian Lillard is playing for a top-tier team in the NBA that is considered a contender for the title. He has less pressure because Giannis Antetokounmpo is the star of the Milwaukee Bucks. He has a championship coach in Doc Rivers. Lillard should have nothing to complain about but recently said life is lonely in Milwaukee. He recently spoke of his first-year experiences in with Chris Mannix of Sports Illustrated. "Bro, go to practice, go home, watch boxing, play video games," Lillard said of his daily routine in Milwaukee. "Man, I type in, boxing website, fight hype on YouTube 100 times and be praying for something new to be on there. Seriously, I don't have much of a life. But that's what comes with making a big boy decision. You got to be down for that and figure it out." Last summer it was considered a done deal Lillard would land with the Miami Heat. He requested a trade specifically to the Heat so he could team with close friend Bam Adebayo. It appeared Jimmy Butler was actively recruiting Lillard. That set up a soap opera-filled free agency full of back-and-forth speculation. Lillard's former team, the Portland Trail Blazers, could not agree on a deal with the Heat. The Blazers weren't interested in Tyler Herro. The Heat were unwilling to part with Adebayo. 5 months later, the Heat are still in position to make another run at the NBA Finals. The Bucks have dealt with the struggles of adding a new superstar. And these comments just make you wonder, had Lillard been happier in Miami, where he would have much more to do than searching YouTube. Mario Chalmers reveals LeBron James' bizarre pre-game ritual. Every player has their own way of getting prepped for a game, and LeBron James is no different. Speaking on the Playmaker podcast, one of LeBron's former teammates, Heat legend Mario Chalmers, shed some light on his pre-game ritual, which involved a bizarre locker room superstition. "That man will lay his whole outfit on the floor before the game and make sure everybody walks around it," said Chalmers. "One time the media walked over the jersey, he snapped and he made the equipment manager go get him a whole new jersey, shorts, tights, headband, armband, socks, and laid it right back out. Like, it's an OCD superstition. You better walk all the way around it. Like, it's a chalk outline." Apparently, LeBron was very serious about this gear before the game and wouldn't let anybody step over it on their way through the locker room. And while it may sound weird, it's not unusual for players to get superstitious about their routine, and it's happened plenty of times before. Jason Terry used to wear the shorts of the opposing team to bed before each game, and Michael Jordan used to wear his lucky shorts that he would sometimes wear underneath his NBA uniform. In the case of LeBron James, has practiced several pre-game rituals over the years. Arguably his most famous one is the legendary chalk toss, which was an instant crowd pleaser. As for the jersey laying, only LeBron knows why he feels the need to take such actions, but how can you argue against the results? With averages of 25.0 points, 7.9 assists, and 7.2 rebounds per game this season, LeBron hasn't lost a step after 20-plus years, and it's safe to say that he'd better off sticking to whatever formula has worked for him this far. It's no secret that LeBron James pours millions every year into preserving his body and strength. Superstitious traditions aside, LeBron's longevity is traced directly to his daily habits, which he has built up over 2 decades of experience. To prepare for just one game, James will prepare by lifting weights, jumping rope, and getting several reps on the court in the preliminary minutes. He'll arrive up to 5 hours early into the arena just to complete his full routine. Throughout the course of the entire season, James has taken even more steps to protect his durability, such as planning rest days and limiting his workload on the basketball court. These efforts, along with the investment of millions, are the secret to LeBron's longevity, and it's the reason why he continues to dominate at almost 40 years old. While LeBron's pregame jersey ritual is hard to explain, it could be worth it for him to have some peace of mind on the court, and that's all that really matters. For one of the best players in the world, it's really no trouble to just avoid stepping over his jersey, and most teammates would be happy to comply if it means that LeBron is in his right headspace before the match. Today, LeBron has abandoned most of the pregame theatrics, but maintaining a strict routine is still vital for him at this stage of his career, and he prepares harder for each game, and every season, than anybody else in the league. Klay Thompson's career is coming to an end. Klay Thompson was recently moved to the Golden State Warriors bench. He has struggled as Steve Kerr's starter this season. Thompson no longer boasts the explosiveness that made him a fearsome off-ball scorer. 2 serious injuries accelerated his age-related decline. Still, Thompson is expected to re-sign with the Warriors this summer. However, it may be a shorter deal than people initially expected. During a recent interview with Sam Amick of The Athletic, Thompson admitted that the end of his career is near. "I would love to be a Warrior for the rest of my life," Thompson said. "No matter what happens, I still have a few more years to play this game, so I'm going to enjoy every second of it. I realize I see light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm not sure if I want to play until I'm 40, man. That seems like a lot tiring." Thompson, 34, probably has 2 or 3 seasons left in the league. If he continues to decline, that time frame could be shorter. This season, he is averaging 17.1 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 2.2 assists. He's shooting 41.8% from the field and 37.2% from three-point range. To be fair, he's looked much better as part of Golden State's second unit. He could play a reliable role as a bench scorer. However, Thompson's time as a starter is likely over, or at least won't last much longer. Regardless, he will go down in history as one of the best shooters the NBA has ever seen. He won't be a player who stays in the league until he's 30 years. Instead, he will likely aim for another championship run. Your elderly companions may or may not be up to the task. After a career hallowed with success, Thompson deserves to be let go on his terms. No doubt, he will be offered another contract. The length of this deal will likely tell us everything we need to know about his NBA future. One potential off-season storyline that has emerged for the Miami Heat revolves around Klay Thompson, who will be a free agent. The Miami Heat have been named as a team that could potentially be interested in signing Thompson this summer. While the Miami Heat may be interested, it doesn't appear that the interest goes both ways. Klay hasn't completely ruled out the possibility of leaving Golden State this summer, but he's made it clear he wants to be a Warrior for the rest of his life. "Not really," Thompson said when asked if the sixth-man assignment could change his desire to return. "I mean, you still need to look at all your options, but I would love to be a Warrior for life." Miami Heat fans should want Klay Thompson to return to the Warriors, so the Miami Heat won't even have a chance to sign him this summer. Thompson is a future Hall of Famer who has all the respect in the world, but that doesn't mean he'll be a good hire. If the Miami Heat were to sign him, it would still come at a high cost. Thompson knows he can't demand the maximum contract money, but Miami Heat would still have to pay around $25 million per year, at minimum, for his services. That's what happens when you're a future Hall of Famer and 4-time champion. And as great as Thompson's career has been, that's simply too much to pay him. Thompson isn't as efficient a three-point shooter and is a much worse defender than he used to be. He's just not the same player after all the injuries. It's okay to admit that. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation, Klay Thompson? Leave your opinion in the comments.